Darksiders 3 is honestly a video game I never thought would see the light of day. Now, the first Darksiders game I personally thought was a hidden gem for the PlayStation 3, and it turned into one of my personal favorite games of all time.
Now, Darksiders 2 came along, and while it was slightly disappointing that it was not a direct sequel to the first game, instead more of a midquel, it was still a lot of fun. But it looked like the franchise came to an abrupt end shortly after when THQ went belly up. Now, back in March of last year, we here at the Brotherhood of Gaming did a review of Darksiders War Mastered Edition, the graphical upgrade version of the first game. And wouldn't you know it, Darksiders 3 was announced thanks to Gunfire Games and THQ Nordic just a couple months later. But now the question is, was this game worth the wait? Would it meet the expectations of the fans of the series? Well, it's time to find out.
Now, as far as the story goes, I'm going to try to avoid as many spoilers as I can because, well, I want you fellow Darksiders fans to experience it on your own. And as you can also tell, I'll be reviewing the Xbox One version. Because, well, the Xbox One is the console that I own. Anyway, let's see how a game I personally thought would never happen turned out. Here's my review of Darksiders 3.
A quick recap of the story so far. Darksiders tells a story of the world-ending apocalypse that came too soon, and the conspiracies behind it. A mysterious group known as the Charred Council force an unsteady peace between the forces of heaven and hell until the final battle will be waged. But when the apocalypse started, mankind was unprepared and most of them were wiped out. The first game focused on War, who was accused of starting it, and the second one featured Death, who was trying to prove his innocence. This game's star is Fury, the Lady Horseman. The events of this game takes place shortly after the events of the apocalypse, so yeah, it's another midquel technically. Fury is sent by the Charred Council to find and eliminate the 7 deadly sins: pride, avarice, wrath, sloth, envy, lust, and gluttony. These sins were captured and defeated by the Horsemen originally, but thanks to the apocalypse, they have escaped and have begun to change the Earth into their own image. Through her adventures, she meets characters from previous games, including Ulthane, the Great Maker who is older than Heaven and Hell themselves, and Volgrim, an independent demon who functions as the merchant character of this game.
Got something that might interest you.
Also, his Serpent Hole system allows you to fast travel to different areas. Now, eventually Fury meets the mysterious Lord of Hollows, who gives her powers as rewards for defeating the sins, and also has some sort of connection with the Charred Council. And that's all I'm going to say about it, the rest is for you to discover. I think the thing I enjoy the most about the Darksiders games is the story. To me, it's like a comic book retelling of the Book of Revelation, with twists and turns. It also shows that many characters on both sides are more than what they seem, with the 4 horsemen truly stuck in the middle. They really feel like the police trying to keep a huge gang war under control, only to end up on the firing sites of both sides. Now, call me crazy, but as I played this game, the Horsemen felt like, well, to me anyway, a lot like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Bear with me.
They each have their own individual weapons, their unique fighting styles, and their own personal color scheme. And Fury is definitely the Raphael of the bunch. She's hot-tempered, she has an attitude, and believes that she should be leading the group. And she ends up having a character arc rather similar to Raph as well. But on a personal note, I actually had more fun playing as War and Death from previous games, but more on that later. Now on to the gameplay. Darksiders 3 is a semi-open world third-person hack-and-slash game. As you travel through the game, your main objective is to locate and terminate the sins, but you can find them in any order you wish, while facing off against random demon henchmen along the way. Fury's main weapon of choice is the Barbs of Scorn, aka her spiky whip. Not only can she whip incoming enemies, but she can also swing across chasms. After completing certain tasks, the Lord of Hollows bestows on Fury the Hollow Powers. Now, each Hollow Power comes equipped with its own weapon, such as flails, a mallet, a lance, and short swords. Now, these weapons are useful for short range and faster combat, but I did prefer the whip as it does allow me to get my Belmont on. The biggest advantage with these powers are the extra abilities that come along with it. Flame Hollow can allow you to double jump, walk through lava, and burn down enemies, and eradicate web barriers. Also, I found it funny that she immediately gets put out when she enters water. I don't know, I just got a chuckle out of that. Force can blast through purple barriers and turn into kind of this morph ball thing to climb these purple areas. Not to mention weigh you down when you're in water so you can walk on the floor. Storm can allow you to float for a while, ooh, like Princess Peach. And she can zoom up these wind tunnels to reach higher platforms. And finally, the Stasis can allow you to freeze water so you can walk upon it. Another nice feature is the Wrath meter that appears below your health. When at full strength, you can access it to gain a unique power in correlation to the holo that you have activated. These things can be very helpful in combat. Another weapon that comes into your possession is the Salvation, a crossblade that functions as the long-ranged weapon. You can also imbue it with the holo powers to take care of some environmental obstacles. Fury also has the Havoc form. When available, she transforms into a larger beast form. While it does look pretty cool, I honestly didn't find it all that amazing. It doesn't really do that much damage, as it does run out pretty quickly. The most useful thing I found about it is that it does increase your health bar, and boy, you're gonna need that. Okay, so here's the thing about this game. I found it to be more challenging than the other games for one simple reason. Fury really is a glass cannon. She can't take many hits before she dies, and dying is something that you'll be doing a lot in this game. The enemies in this game have this delay with their attacks, and they also have reach and can swing multiple times. When you're engaging a group of enemies, they can really gang up on you and tear right through you before you know it. Now, as you do find Fulgrim, you can exchange him for the souls that you collect when destroying enemies or fighting secret areas along the way, for things like consumables such as health shards. But above all, you can feed the souls to him to gain attribute points. These points can be used to level up your health, strength, and arcane magic. In combat, you have a lock-on feature that allows you to focus on an enemy at a time, and a quick step. When dodging at the right time, you can do an immediate counter to inflict bigger damage. This is where the delay that some enemies have can cause some problems. If you perform the quick step too soon or too late, it can leave you wide open to take a bunch of damage. Also, there are just times when it feels like the quick step just isn't fast enough. I don't know. Even though you execute it, you end up taking damage anyway. I don't know, I guess the quick step just doesn't feel all that quick. The same goes with activating items like Health Replenish. She does this little pose before activating it, so you have to remember to try to get some distance between you and your enemies before doing so, because nothing sucks more than activating a health item only to be killed just before it triggers. And that leads to probably the most frustrating thing about this game, and that is the load times. My goodness, the load times in this game can get quite unbearable. When you die, you just have to sit there looking at a black screen with hints on it, waiting for the game to start up again.
Really?
Seriously, some of these loads can last up to 45 seconds to a minute. Yeah, I counted. That may not seem all that long, but when you're dying over and over again while taking on a tough section, it can get excruciating. Not only that, but there are some areas through the game that will have load moments in them, freezing everything in its track until the load is finished. And some areas have several of them. The game also has a few glitches, unfortunately, that can be quite funny, while others, well, not so much. I was fighting this one optional boss, and after getting my ass handed to me a few times, I finally came up with a strategy to take him out. And when I finally got there, he was gone. Hello? Where are you? Is this a forfeit? Well, for this I had to exit the game and re-enter back into it, and when I did, he was there. And also for this battle, I actually had to fall off the cliff in order to trigger the cutscene to lead into it. Weird. But the worst one was right here when I fought Pride. I was about to enter the door, and then the game froze. I guess I was standing in the wrong spot or something, but I had to turn the whole game off and restart it. That only happened to me once before, and that was when I was playing Batman Arkham Knight, and it sucked then, and it sucked now. It also seems this game borrows a little bit from Dark Souls too. When you die, if you go back to the place where you were killed, you can reclaim the souls that you lost there. But most importantly, if you do die, you go back to the last checkpoint, which was the last Vulgrim Serpent hole that you visited. Yeah, this game uses Ninja Gaiden rules.
You die, you go back.
Yes, this game caused me to have a few freakouts here and there, I must admit. Yeah, I know, I must learn discipline. You do have the ability to upgrade your weapons by finding ingredients that you can take to Ulthane. As a maker, he can level up your weapons to make them stronger. Also throughout the game, you can find human survivors and teleport them back to Ulthane, who is trying to save what's left of humanity. As rewards for this, he can give you items that can help boost your stats. Graphically, this game looks pretty similar to the previous games, with hulking bodies and colorful designs. I really do like the look of this world and its characters. It's right down my alley. However, there are quite a few times when you'll see some pop-in textures, which can be quite annoying. So this game is not polished. The sound and music are really just there, as in there's nothing really memorable about them. They're just basically background filler, but hey, they do their job. Now look, I fully admit I am a Darksiders fan. I enjoy the story and the gameplay of the previous games, and I'm just happy that Darksiders 3 exists at all. I am also willing to overlook the flaws that this game has, and it does have them. I still enjoyed this game, and I do recommend it for Darksiders fans. The game still delivers that familiar hack-and-slash action that we were used to in the series. But make no mistake about it, the game is a great deal more challenging for the reasons I talked about earlier. The death toll will really go up while you're playing it, and it can get quite irritating to look at those long loading screens. But there will be patches that will come out for this game that will hopefully improve the overall game experience, including one which will allow you to play in classic Darksiders mode. This game is indeed flawed, and I did experience some pull my hair out moments, which is a problem because I don't have much left, but the game is not impossible, and the game does give you options to attack the challenges it lays before you. And the boss fights in this game can be pretty epic. The only thing I really didn't like about this game were the glitches that can really halt your progress. So in the end, it's not perfect at all. It may not be completely the Darksiders 3 I was hoping for, but it's still a game I'm glad I purchased. There is a tease for a possible fourth game here at the end. Now I'm not sure if we're ever going to get that, but I will still have fun with what I have. It would be nice, however, if we did get a fourth one. You know, 4 horsemen, 4 games. Just makes sense.
Well, there you have my review of Darksiders 3. Please let me know what you thought by leaving a comment down below, and make sure to like this video and subscribe for more Brotherhood of Gaming content. Thank you once again for all your support. Me and Bill both really do appreciate it. So, we'll see you on the next Brotherhood of Gaming video. Until next time, be safe, and remember, keep on gaming.
Hey there everyone, did you like this video? If you did, why not give us a thumbs up and maybe leave a comment and watch some more of our stuff. Also, if you really want to keep up with the Brotherhood of Gaming, such as myself, William Morris, or Eugene, you should really follow us on our Twitters, links provided below, so you can see what's coming up in the future. And since, you know, we have to play these games sometimes and record them, why not join us on our Twitch page where you can hang out with all of us as we do so and chit-chat about the games that we love so much. Lastly, if you want to help keep our dreams alive, you can support us in any number of ways, either by continuing to view our videos, like them, share them with all your friends and family and your peeps and your girlfriends, or you can also join our small Patreon and throw all your spare cash away. We'll even give you a shout out. Once again, thank you all and have a wonderful day.